Good morning, students. So today we are going to discuss about new kind of changes. As on that day we discussed about reversible and irreversible changes. So today our topic is physical and chemical changes, right? So as we all know, every substance has its own properties. All the substances have their own properties. So a solid metal turns into liquid when we heat it strongly, right? However, it does not change its chemical properties. But when sugar is heated strongly, then it converts into a black compound, which no longer tastes sweet, right? So in both the cases, there is different properties, change in properties, like depending on which property of these substances undergoes a change, the change is said to be physical or chemical property. I am repeating, depending upon depending upon depending on which property of the substances undergoes a change, the change is called physical or chemical change, right? So on the behalf of the change in property, whether which physical property is changing, then it's a physical change. If chemical property is changing, then it's a chemical change. So now the first one is we are going to discuss about physical change. In physical change, a physical change is a change to a sample of matter in which some properties of the material change, but the identity of matter does not. I repeat, the change, a physical change is a change to a sample of matter in which some properties of the material changes, but the identity of the matter remains same. It does not change. For example, when we strongly heat a metal, then such as gold, the metal will converts into liquid form from solid to liquid, but still the liquid is gold. So that means there is no change in identity. The identity remains same. So that kind of change is known as physical change. So physical change alters the physical properties such as size, shape, color, density, odor, without causing any change in its composition. Any change in its composition. So only in a physical change, only the physical properties change. There is no change in the identity. So that kind of changes are known as physical change. Right? Very important. So these are the physical properties: size, shape, color, density is the mass per unit volume. Like density, the water has less density than honey. Denser, heaviness, you can say, right? So physical changes may further be classified into reversible and irreversible changes. We have discussed about reversible and irreversible changes. So dissolving salt, like, so you can write the definition of physical change: the change in which only physical properties of a substance changes is called physical change. So there are a number of examples for physical change, like tearing of paper. The paper will be, shape will be changed, but there will be no new substance will form. That is a physical change, right? So physical change can be classified into reversible and irreversible. How? Like dissolving salt in water is a reversible physical change, right? One can regain the salt by boiling the water and the salt is left behind, because when you once you dissolve the salt gets fixed in the spaces between the molecules of the water. When you will allow this water to heat or evaporate, then the water will evaporate and the salt will left behind. So it shows that it's a reversible physical change. Similarly, when iron rod is heated, then it changes its color to red. However, as soon as we stop heating it, in a few minutes, it regains its color from red to again back to the same color. So this is a reversible physical change. Cutting the grass would be other irreversible physical change. Cutting of the grass, we are not getting any new substance, but we are cutting the grass, there is a change in shape, that's a physical change, but it cannot be reversed. It will not be grown on itself again. So that is irreversible physical change. Shredding of vegetables into small pieces, grinding of wheat into flour, crushing of wood into sawdust are examples of irreversible change. Very important. So physical changes can be classified into two, like reversible and irreversible. So I will write the examples. Irreversible physical changes. So one, you can write cutting of grass. Second, you can write shredding of vegetables. Into small pieces. So these are the examples of irreversible physical changes, right? So physical changes, let's repeat it again. The changes in which only the physical properties of the substance gets changed and there is no change in the identity. There is no change in the identity of the substance. So these kind of changes are known as physical change. So physical change can be classified into two types, reversible and irreversible. So reversible physical changes which can be reversed, right? Like heating of iron rod. When you will keep on heating the iron rod, then what will happen? The color of the iron rod will become red hot. The moment you will stop heating, after some time that color will again change to simple iron rod. So it's a reversible physical change, right? Same way, dissolving salt in the water, when it will get dissolved, when you will allow this water to evaporate, then the water will evaporate and the salt will left behind, right? So this is about physical changes.